In the wake of the nurses' ball, Port Charles shifts back into its simmering default state, where emotional detonations are just one whispered secret away from explosion. The week beginning June 3, 2025, finds General Hospital crackling with legal warfare, strained allegiances, and the tightening grip of long-buried vendettas. At the epicenter is the Corinthos family's latest implosion, as Michael and Willow's divorce trial gets underway in a courtroom that promises no justice, only judgment. But as the gavel pounds, it's the hearts outside the courtroom that tremble the loudest. For Michael and Willow, the end of their marriage was never about the paper. The finality of a signature never held power over two people who had emotionally severed long before lawyers entered the frame. What matters now, what always mattered, is custody. Wiley and Amelia are more than children to their parents. They are legacy, leverage, and, most painfully, weapons. Michael, jaded by betrayal and still seething over Willow's continued connection to Drew, is determined to strip her of shared custody. His ultimatum was clear: cut Drew out or face legal fire. Willow, in turn, is no longer content to play docile martyr. She's digging her heels in, convinced that full custody is her moral right, citing Michael's volatility, proximity to mob influence, and recent attempts to weaponize the children as cause for concern. Both parents enter court claiming to want peace, but what they truly crave is control. And when two former lovers use innocence as ammunition, the damage is never confined to the battlefield. Inside the courtroom, tempers flare, and history is rewritten with every testimony. Drew, despite not being the one on trial, finds himself in the crosshairs, his role in Willow's life scrutinized and his ambitions in DC painted as reckless destabilization. The underlying tension, Willow's decision to possibly uproot the children and follow Drew out of town, becomes a grenade no one saw coming, especially Michael, who presents the move as abandonment. The court is less a place of impartial judgment and more a gladiatorial arena, where accusations fly, and the truth lies bloodied between testimonies. No one's hands are clean, and every word on the stand drips with past regrets and unspoken resentments. Beyond the court, another storm brews as Rick Lansing maneuvers through conflicting roles: high-powered attorney by day, vengeful axe by night. Representing Willow in court might be the facade, but Rick's real war is with Alexis, whose efforts to trace financial discrepancies in Ace's trust fund have grown increasingly perilous. With Laura already raising red flags about the missing money, Alexis finds herself cornered. She suspects Rick and Ava are laundering funds under false pretenses, using their legal shields as masks for embezzlement. But as Alexis gets closer to uncovering the truth, Rick turns the tables. Whether out of retaliation or defense, he pressures her to back down, and his threats aren't abstract. He knows her secrets, too. Their past relationship, laced with love, manipulation, and betrayal, bleeds into their current legal chess match. Alexis isn't just fighting for justice, she's trying to survive a man who knows exactly how to dismantle her from the inside out. Meanwhile, Sonny Corinthos, still bearing the psychic weight of trying to reform his legacy, grapples with another kind of confession. In a rare moment of vulnerability, he opens up to Jason. The timing is no coincidence. with Geo becoming an increasingly central figure in Sunny's orbit, and questions surrounding Sunny's desire to walk away from the mob life still lingering, Jason becomes the only man Sunny can trust to carry the weight of such revelations. Sunny's guilt isn't merely professional, it's paternal. His failure to protect his children from his world has always haunted him. With Michael now turning into something Sunny barely recognizes, and Dante increasingly distant, Geo might be his last shot at redemption. But in trusting Jason, Sunny inadvertently sparks a reckoning, because Jason's return means old loyalties must be questioned, and new lines must be drawn. In the younger quadrant of Port Charles, a different battle rages, one of reputation and solidarity. Jocelyn, fresh off landing a competitive internship with Professor Dalton, becomes the target of scrutiny. Rumors swirl, and academic politics morph into personal warfare. Trina, always the loyal defender, finds herself once again shielding Jocelyn from judgment. But this time, the attacks come not just from strangers, but possibly from Emma, whose unresolved history with Joss and familial ties to Legacy threaten to reopen old wounds. Trina's defense of Jocelyn isn't just about loyalty, it's a declaration of identity in a town where alliances are currency and truth is always relative. But Professor Dalton is no neutral party. His name is whispered more than spoken lately, and Jordan, ever the watchful eye, is onto something darker. Her investigation begins with a paper trail and ends in a shadowy network linked to Sidwell, an entity Jordan suspects operates far beyond the academic halls. Whatever Dalton is involved in, it's not just unethical, it's dangerous. Jordan doesn't have the luxury of theory, she needs proof, and she needs it fast. Because if Dalton is Sidwell's plant in Port Charles, the corruption might extend into the legal system, the medical world, and even the mayor's office. And that would change everything. As these narrative threads coil tighter, the town stands on the precipice of an unraveling. No one is safe from exposure, not the parents fighting for custody, not the friends shielding each other from whispers, and certainly not those trying to cloak their sins behind veils of professionalism and reform. In General Hospital, justice is never blind, it's watching, waiting, and ready to act when masks fall and truth spill. By week's end, Port Charles may look the same, but its soul will be altered. The courtroom verdict may determine custody, but the true cost will be measured in trust lost, alliances shattered, and futures rewritten.